Hello, everyone, and thank you for watching this video today in our series about the NACE Career Readiness Competencies. Today, we're joined by Karl Douglas, the Director of Talent Management at Brightview Senior Living. Karl, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to dive right in.
Awesome. Glad to be with you today.
Can you please introduce yourself, including your role and your organization?
Be my pleasure. So again, I'm Karl Douglas. I spell my name with a K, so I'm affectionately known in my organization as Karl with a K. And I'm Director of Talent Development for Brightview Senior Living. And Brightview Senior Living is a for-profit company in the healthcare and senior living space that serves those in need in assisted living and memory care and independent living spaces.
Wonderful. Karl with a K, which career readiness competency are you going to discuss today? And how
So
does NACE
excited.
define?
I'm so excited. We're going to discuss and talk a little bit about career and self-development competency, which is so important.
Excuse me, just got to find the button.
All right.
And can you go a little bit deeper into how does NACE define this competency, or how do these competencies and some of the sample behaviors presented by NACE show up in your work?
Sure. For conversation purposes, I've got down to what I consider the top three that I've personally kind of focused on in my career, 28 plus years, 8 of those being in senior living. There's 2 or 3 behaviors as well that I'll share with everyone. So let's start with number 1. So as a professional, you should display curiosity or seek out opportunities to learn. I think we should never lose our ability to be curious about learning. And oftentimes we will go past an opportunity that has been sitting and waiting for us. So I'll give you a few examples that have been helpful for me. So professional networking groups in your area, if you simply Google professional networking groups, that's a great way to be able to stay connected. Everybody's always looking to share and to learn as well. If there is not one, you can create one. So I've been able to do that as well. Also, let's talk about the competition. When I was an executive director in the Towson area neighborhood, most of the competitors there, believe it or not, we all got along. We all sold a different product, but very similar in our mission to serve the elderly and serve those that are in need. So where most neighborhoods and most competitors would kind of be tight-lipped and or not conversational, not sharing, it's the total opposite there. So we would share ideas, broaden ideas. Honestly, I would get some of competitors that would send people in need my way. Say, I can't do that. Hey, but Karl with a K, his team can do that. And so they would share information. And then lastly, support services. You got to think about those that you might be around, learning from, sitting from, talking with. So examples include physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech. Those are individuals that represent a company or a brand, staffing agencies, medical doctors. All of these individuals are always willing to share. And these are great ways to learn. There's one common theme, but there's different tentacles, if you will, that go into that. These are all great opportunities to be able to display curiosity and seeking out opportunities to learn. Let's talk about number 2. And I love sharing this, and I'll do it in the way that I am most familiar. And that is to establish and maintain and leverage professional relationships who can help you. Everyone has to have a mentor in this season. And I like to explain it to your amazing students this way. They can remember, Daniel, the 2-2-2, the 2-2-2. You should have at least 2 professionals that are speaking life into you. You ought to have identified 2 individuals, whether it be your dean, whether it is your professor, someone at your church, a coach, a mentor, a friend connected to your parents, at minimum 2 of them that are keeping you accountable and helping you to understand kind of the space that you're in and making sure that you stick to what you say. Secondly, you have to have at least 2 individuals that you do professional life with. So I have 2 friends that I've been, one short and one long term, and we get together just to laugh. We get together to talk about kind of opportunity areas. We get to talk about frustrations, but come up with a plan to negate those frustrations so those that we serve will benefit the more. And then lastly, you dare not do all of this, and you should have minimum 2 individuals that you are speaking life into. Yeah, you could be a junior, but there's a freshman there that you can help. There is a cousin there. There is a friend that you met through another friend that you should be speaking life into. As you go up, you have to learn to always give it back, right? And then lastly, number 3, I cut it down to 3. The last one is voluntarily participate in further education, training, and events to support your career. It's like going to the gym. When you lift weights, you want to get strong and you want to feel good, look good, so you can be at your passionate peak. This is how, as a professional, specifically with career and self-development, that you work at your passionate peak. This is what you have to do. You got to volunteer. I've done this before. I've been in spaces that I know, Daniel, I should not have been in, but it's because I was the guy who would be there to help. Can I clean up? Can I set up? Can I break down? Can I help with the registration table? Somebody always needs some help. And being around those spaces, my name got identified. Said, Karl's always helping. By the way, I know he knows this skill. I'll give you the greatest example a while ago that led to other things. I was the main keynote speaker for the Baltimore, Maryland chapter for the Alzheimer's Association. And that was because I started off cleaning tables and setting up tables. And I started off at the registration and guiding people and wearing a badge, and got to know all of the individuals that were working at this annual conference. I began to strengthen my competencies. I began to have a name in the area, specifically with dementia care. And when it came up, people saw some of the things that I was doing on the Towson University campus, and they asked me to speak. It is a dream that I wanted to do. But because I was always willing to further educate myself and train, oftentimes they, oh, no one will choose me. They don't know. You do not want to be the best kept secret. You need to make sure that you're sharing your knowledge, information, and people know who you are.
Thank you, Karl. And I can, just based on the stories you've already shared, I can start to piece together how your career probably came to be in some ways. But can you please share what are some things that students can do now while they're in college, while they're at McDaniel, to strengthen their abilities in this area, or even become better, stronger candidates for future jobs?
Absolutely. I want to talk about the elephant in the room in this disclaimer, in that it has nothing to do with age. In fact, it has to do with your ability to be hungry enough, your yearning enough, and willingness to be able to learn and to serve others, right? So here's questions. What I just shared with you is information you should be using today. You can use it right now, right? Here's the questions that you should be asking yourself. Who does not know me? But who should know me, right? There are people that you look up to. Do I have a mentor? Do I have strong peers? Do I mentor others? These are the questions. Depending on the answer is where you need to focus on, and how your ability, it will roll over to career and self-development. Because if you answer those questions, the answer is no, you're going to go find a way to strengthen it. And that's how you build your career. What area in the field that I'm looking for that I'm curious about? Who is the standard? You know, I remember when I was attending Morgan State University, and Professor Fields was my professor. He was the standard for servanthood and learning and building his career. And he came from very humble beginnings. When I looked at him, I was always amazed. And I sat down and talked with him at every opportunity that I had. Whether it was lunch, I would stop by to see him, ask him, can I carry his books? What help did he need? And he would give me what I would consider priceless information for free. And he was always willing to be able to do that. What is the standard? Who is the one person, the two individuals that you know are really delivering at a high level? Read about them, study them. If you get a chance, ask questions about them. And all of those questions will lead you to the path that you should be taking to build your career and personally develop as a professional.
Wonderful. Karl, thank you. I've been taking notes as you are speaking here and really appreciate your insight today. Of course, the industry insight, as well as all the insight on career and professional development there. Thank you again for your time, and we will be in touch.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.